to the quarterly update here with Reach. I'm so excited to welcome you all to our first ever quarterly update. I know you were so used to seeing Chris's face every month, but we thought we'd switch it up a little bit. There's so much going on, so much growth. It only makes sense for us to kind of wait for the best parts to be presented when we have more to share with you, right? So I'm really excited to kick it off here by presenting Chris Swenner, our CEO here at Reach, and then going through a little bit more of what's going on within the Reach ecosystem. And yeah, let us know what you want to hear in the chat. I'll be attentive in answering all of your questions. But before we get started, I'll kick it off with an introduction to Chris. Welcome.
Hey, it's me. Hey, thanks, Steph. Oh, it's all only me now. So like Steph said, it's used to just be me and talking about a whole bullet list of things going on, but I think it would actually be better to hear it from the people directly working on. So I'm going to kick it off, but then I'm going to pass it to a bunch of the people in the department so you can actually start seeing how big Reach has become. So Steph, are you going to throw slides up, or how's this going to work, or am I going to start reading? I'm just gonna go for it. All right, cool. Oh, there we go. We got slides coming. All right. So like I said, the new format, you get to see the team, you get to hear the actual hot alpha directly from the leaders of the team, and you could actually follow along with all of the things that we put out. But before we start, I have a couple of bullet points. Next slide. All right. So exciting stuff. We have hit 5,500 developers. Actually, the fun part about it, we're growing so fast that between the time that Steph created this slide and me saying this, we're actually 5,605. So we've grown 105 developers between once you created this and just now when I just ran it. So we're growing at a rocket speed, and really excited to welcome all the new members. And we're just growing quite quickly from here. I mean, just last month alone was our largest month ever. We ended up having almost 800 active developers building projects just last month alone. So that was really exciting. Earlier this week, we launched Humble. Humble is the DeFi suite. We started with the Humble Swap, which is a AMM. We ended up getting we're almost 10 million of TVL within the first 24 hours, which is really exciting, and getting a lot of great feedback. A lot of things that people ask us change, and already have been putting the tasks to the developers to build those things. So thank you so much for your feedback. So happy that you're really enjoying everything. And also, we started 2 weeks ago the Reach Summit, which is our yearly conference that we got to bring in developers and partners from all over the world to come in and learn about Reach. We're doing this every single year. I made the announcement at the summit this year. We're going to be doing it again next year in Austin. So start preparing, because I've tasked everybody that I want over 1,000 people at this next one. So make sure that you are all ready and learn and about how to do development, also about the new projects coming to Reach. And yeah, like I said, the goal of this is to showcase what everybody's working on in the team. The other thing that's I'm going to talk about it anyway, even though you went past it. With Reach, with the 5,600 developers, we're actually completely global. We have everybody from Australia, New Zealand, China. We have a big community there. We actually had I think at least one developer in Iceland. Who knew? That was fun. Because of our African bounty hacks, we have a lot of developers in Africa, but pretty much all over the world, people are coming to us, and we're slowly converting our documentation into many different languages. So if you're out there and you're interested in helping us convert the documentation, please reach out. Would love to be able to reach even more corners of the earth. So I'm really excited about that. Now you can change the next slide. Perfect. We started actually working on Project Monarch. We made the announcement at ETH Denver of what it is. It's a DAO of DAOs for or a DAO launchpad for NFT creators, so that they can easily create their own DAO with Treasury that also is part of an overall ecosystem. Started working with many of the top NFT creators in Algorand to make sure that we're building something that they truly want. And we released the white paper. If you go to monarchnfv.com, scroll to the bottom, you can read the white paper and learn all about it. But please give feedback. We're still early on, and we're still gathering important information from people that want to use it. And we're going to be going for investment in the next couple of weeks to actually build this out, and then hopefully launch it in the end of Q3. So I already said that. The thing that we did after the Reach Summit is that since we had so many of our team in Austin, we decided to do a retreat, and so we went out to one of the lakes there and we packed everybody we possibly can into a single house. It was tight. We packed a bunch of people in the same room, but we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot about the team and realized we need to think of a different way to do it next year, because we're at around 50 people now. At the end of this year, we'll be at around 100. I'm not sure there are many houses out there that could potentially fit 100. So we got to figure out a new solution around that. But it was amazing to actually see everybody, and because that's the fun factor. Because we started this company as a full remote company, and yes, I see them on Zoom all the time, but I never really saw them in real life. And just seeing them in real life, hearing about their who they are and why they're passionate about Reach was very special to me. So I was really excited to do that. And the main thing here was to make sure that we're all aligned on our core values. The core values: growth, excellence, integrity, and service. Are four core values that Reach is built on top of. And we really wanted to make sure that we're clear, because we're not really big into micromanaging at Reach. So we want to make sure that we are hiring people and people are aligned to why we're doing everything, so that when we're not looking over their shoulder, they are the ones making the right decisions without us. So and it really kind of boils down to those core values. So it was really exciting to go through all of those as well. All right. So that's everything from me. I know that was really excited to hear from me, but it's going to be even more exciting to hear from everybody else. So we're going to pass it over to Shanti next and talk about operations and new hires. You ready for this, Shanti?
I am. Thanks, Chris.
Wonderful. All right. I'll leave you be.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Shanti, the Director of Operations at Reach. Per usual, it was a big quarter for hiring. We had a number of exciting hires. One notable one is JP Miller, who many of you know of. He's leading our boot camp. He's kind of the face behind our curriculum. He's now our Director of Learning. So he is overseeing Reach's future team of curriculum developers and technical writers, and we'll also be putting more curriculum, tutorials, workshops into our developer portal. So congratulations to JP. And Candice Gilhooly, who you'll hear from soon. She is a very coveted hire. We've been looking for a director of community for a long time now. So Candice is going to be overseeing retention and engagement of our developers. And I think a lot of you are going to be hearing from her a lot in the coming weeks. We've hired a marketing and operations specialist to oversee our rapidly growing developer acquisition team. Amira is helping to make us more data-driven, especially on the marketing front. And so she has been a wonderful hire this past quarter. Estuardo, who many of you probably saw if you came to the Austin Summit, filming and doing interviewing. He is now our content planner and putting a lot of process and foresight into the type of content that we want to put out for Reach. So you will be seeing a lot of content in the coming weeks, all originating from him. We hired a game economist, our first economist for the Reach Labs projects. Jun Yoon is a Stanford PhD, and he will be working closely with our product managers to ensure sound economic models for all of our Reach Labs projects. And we've hired quite a few engineers as well across our core product and Reach Labs teams. We are still looking for a product manager for Humble DeFi, as well as the Alloy team. So if you know anyone, please send them our way. And we are scaling JP's team as well. So technical writers, curriculum developers, they're going to be critical for us as we try to provide education materials and a platform to really support our developers as they go from being novice to expert developers on Reach. So those are the main hires. We're continuing to grow. So please go to our website and click on the careers tab, and you'll find all of the updated postings. And please refer anyone that you know in your network and friend group. So that's it for me, and we're going to next move on to Jay.
Howdy, everyone. It's me, Jay McCarthy, the CTO and co-founder. Let me tell you about some of the technical things that we've done in terms of the actual core product that we provide. Our amazing assistant, Steph, will load up this beautiful slide right here. Let's, boom, this is the one. Ooh, I got a facelift and I look really nice now. No, the other one's good. The other one's good. So I'm going to divide up talking about the changes that we've made and the improvements that we've made to Reach into three categories. The first is the way that the actual tool that you interact with, right? Because Reach is kind of three things, right? There's the actual tool you use, the Reach tool, and then there's the compiler, and then there's the standard library. So I'll talk about each one of those things that are different. So with the command line tool, probably there's like just three things that people are going to notice. One, Matt did an amazing job making it so that the compile times are faster. No, I don't know if you felt like they were slow before, but they're significantly faster now because we found a way to share resources between each time that you compile. The other thing that we've done is that we introduced the Reach Info tool, which tells you about whether or not there are updates available to Reach and what version you have. And this is used automatically by the VS Code extension to give you a little update that, hey, look, there's a new version of Reach available. We've converted to trying to do weekly releases as opposed to doing releases sort of sporadically. So every Thursday is when we try to do a release. And then we've improved the Reach update command. There used to be update and upgrade, and it was kind of unclear what did what. And now there's one command, and it's more reliable. In terms of the core language, there's quite a few things that have been added, from little things to big things. So my favorite little thing that we've done recently is that we added the ability to have underscores and numbers. So if you've ever tried to write the number 1 billion, which I write the number 1 billion all the time, it's one of my, I think it's my third favorite number. When you try to write 1 billion, you always forget if you have enough zeros, so you can put an underscore in between them, in between each one, whenever you feel like it. But more seriously, some of the more exciting things is that there was a new update to Algorand that made it so that we can do contract-to-contract calls, and the support for that was added to Reach. So the remote object functionality allows you to call functions of other contracts, which is really cool. Similarly, we have used that feature to unlock like the real ultimate power of Algorand. So it used to be that when you wrote a Reach program in Algorand, you would be limited to what are called 700 cost units. And 700 cost units isn't very much. And now we have access to about 180,000 cost units. So it's very unlikely now that you will hit a problem with your program being too expensive to run on Algorand, which is great. Now, another thing is that, there are a few new built-ins that we've added. Probably you're going to just want to look at the documentation for those. But if I were to highlight just two, the first is called is a sort of quality of life improvement. It used to be that you had to know if you should use an assume or require, but we've added this new feature of check that basically adapts to whatever the right circumstances. And then the other thing is that we have exposed an ability to basically harvest rewards on a network like Algorand, where just behind the scenes, your balance may grow. So those are just two little things. The other things that are a little bit more exciting is that it used to be that on Reach, sometimes you would get an error that would say something like, you have a dynamic token reference and Reach can't track this yet. Well, it can track it now. So what this means is that you can store tokens in data structures and access them, and Reach will be able to figure out which one you're looking at, and it will be able to adjust the appropriate balance. Another thing is that we've generalized like the XOR and modulus operations to work on bytes and digests. So these are all little things, but it's nice to look back over the quarter and see all the big improvements that have been made. If we focus now on the standard library, the thing that you use when you're writing your front-end tests and when you're writing your actual application, there's a few new things that we added. So the first thing is that we added an ability to do rate limiting of the requests Reach makes to servers, which is very convenient. We've made it so that there are a few more general utilities for performance and for just convenience. So one of the highly requested ones is that there's now a function called launch token that makes it so you can launch a token for whatever the network is. We previously used this internally for our testing, but it wasn't production ready because it didn't expose all the features. So you would use this, for instance, on Algorand. If you wanted to launch an NFT, you can use launch token, and it can also launch ERC20s on a network like Ethereum. So it's a very convenient tool, and we've exposed access to it both for your testing and for real actual uses. Another thing that's kind of a simple performance thing is that we've made it so that you can get the balances of an account for many different tokens simultaneously rather than having to request each one individually. And then finally, the last thing that I want to say about that, about this standard library thing, is that with the ability for contracts to call other contracts, we thought it would be essential for you to be able to document the ABI of your particular program. And so there's a new export to get the ABI of a contract so you can see what it is. So those are just a few of the things that we've been working on for the core product, and we're very excited to have you try all these new features and give us your feedback on them. You can message us on Discord and also create issues and whatnot. And I'm just so grateful to my amazing team for all the hard work that they've been putting in to Reach over the last few months. So we're going to head over now for Brandon is going to talk to us about what the growth side of Reach has been working on. So let's bring on Brandon. Oh, there he is.
Hey, thanks, Jay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you guys. And we're really excited here. We've had an amazing quarter and month. Hey, Chris. And I'm personally excited because, as you can see behind me, Duke is in the tournament doing really well. And so all of those things happening at once, great news. So when it comes to the growth team, we've been very busy. I think you've seen and heard from us quite a bit. So I won't bore you with the details, but I did want to share a couple of videos, keep things exciting, not bore you too much. So with that, I'm going to play a little video here and just let you see a little bit of the highlights of the summit. It was really exciting. There were people there. Things did move around. So, as it could be expected, we have a little bit of YouTube trouble. But we're going to, what I will say is that we will share a very exciting video with you afterwards. And here's the thing, key takeaway. We had developers there learning, working with the Reach team. It was inspiring to see what that really means. One of the key highlights for me was seeing Jay develop an application in 30 minutes and deploy it to both Algorand and to Ethereum. And so when we talk about the summit and what's coming up and what that means for growth, we just get very excited about all of the possibility. As Chris mentioned before, we're growing at such a rapid pace that sometimes it's difficult to keep up with the numbers. Even I say every time I'm thinking getting comfortable with the idea that we're at 5,000, we're closer to 6,000 now. And that's thanks to you guys, right? We need your help. We need word of mouth. We need you to keep telling people how great it is to develop on Reach. And we're committed to keep making Reach great for you. And so with that, one of the big things that we did this past quarter, and Candace will be talking about future bounty hacks, but we wanted to show off what happened this last quarter, what this last one looked like. It was a really good group in Africa, and we had a nice wrap up. See if this one works better. They're talking about all of the exciting things they did and how amazing their projects were, with really cool background music. But we will also make sure to share this with you as well. So let's just go to the next slide, if we can. So, as you saw, Chris said we're covering the world. One of the things that I'm personally excited about as a Spanish speaker, we have done a lot of work on our side with our internal developers in partnership with the University of Mexico to translate Reach docs into Espanol. And so we are excited to look for opportunities to share those, to work with the Latin American community, to work with the Spanish speaking community, and to have that opportunity to really, open and expand Reach to other places. We think that, fundamentally blockchain is about opportunity and expressing that opportunity in countries around the world, and to go to Spanish speaking countries is personally very fulfilling and exciting. And we can't wait for the opportunity to start running some programs there. With that, we also have updates about our partnership program. So we have, 3 partners that we're very excited are building in Reach that I wanted to highlight. XBAT, Algomint, and TinyChart are all, have all kind of raised their hand and indicated their deep partnership with Reach and commitment to build their projects in Reach or parts of their project in Reach. And we're really excited for having more finalized funded projects kind of hitting mainnet. Each of these partners exemplifies, all of the things that we're hopeful for, and partners in companies building real decentralized products, and using Reach, showing kind of that Reach doesn't have any limitations. You're seeing that with Humble, and we have the cheat codes, we built it, but to see other people build it is really validating. We want to encourage you, if you're building a project, if you're building a company, if you are doing a very serious project, reach out, let us know, raise your hand, tell us, hey, my company is building on Reach, and we want to help you. We want to provide you with resources. We have made some key hires on that front that I will go over, that are here just to make that happen. One thing that I wanted to share is just a little sneak peek, is that we are doing a lot of work behind the scenes to refresh our brand. We love the brand that we have. We have, definitely a lot of quirky kind of fun imagery and pieces. But as we grow up, we want to grow up our style a little bit too. So we're working with a really exciting agency that's helping us reconceive some of our brand. We're not going to change entirely. It's more of a facelift. But this is one of these kind of images. It's a close-up of our logo, and you can see that arrow up and to the right, which is our trajectory. And so we're excited to unveil that next quarter. You should be seeing that in the form of facelift to our website, and all of the content that Eduardo's working on is going to really start to reflect that new look and feel and consistency across our brand that we hope you like. I mentioned Eduardo, and I mentioned our partner program. how we're doing that is because we're growing. Shanti has got us some amazing new hires, but I want you to see their faces, know who they are. They're beautiful faces. Amira, Estuardo, and Brian, all new to the partnership team. Lucas is getting started next week. And this is really what you're going to see is growing reach. You know, these guys are the actual talent behind the scenes, behind the Chris's of the world. Amira making sure that we have operational excellence. Estuardo is the guy behind the Twitter handle. So when you hear from Reach, you're likely hearing from Estuardo, and he's doing amazing work on the production side. As I mentioned, Brian has been brought in to make sure that companies are being taken care of. And so as you're building your company and you're building it in Reach, reach out to Brian. Let him know. We want to make sure we take care of you. And Lucas, not yet here. Hi, Lucas. Hopefully you're watching. But we'll be coming on to be our brand creative lead. And we're really excited about, you know, his ability to take our new brand and transform that forward. So I'm going to put in a little plug. On this next slide, the Reach team is growing and still growing. We have a couple of key positions that we want to fill out to get our roster full. We look at, PR comms. We're excited to kind of get into major publications, events. Stephanie has done great. We want to get a little bit of help on that front. And then also digital media, growth media, however you want to look at it. We want to bring in somebody to help us with our paid advertising. So if you know anybody, we're growing, as Chris mentioned, practically a person a week. So we'd love to hear from you. And me personally, feel free to reach out, and we'd love to have you be part of the team. With that, I believe I'm handing the baton to JP, our lead of curriculum and development, who's going to talk to you about some of the fun stuff that we're doing. I promise to send out the videos. They're really fun. There he is. Hey, JP.
Hey, Brandon. Thanks for the intro. Where's my Reach people at? How are y'all doing? I'm JP Miller, Director of Learning and Curriculum Development here at Reach. Really excited to be here with you all today. We've been working hard this past quarter, and in fact, we doubled our DCT team. So I'm very excited for that. And that is documentation, curriculum, and training. So I'm really excited to be working with Craig. He's been phenomenal as our senior technical writer. He's been updating documentation and is working hard on releasing our next tutorial. So thanks for all your hard work, Craig. Let's see, we were at ETH Denver earlier in this quarter. At ETH Denver, we gave a couple presentations, we had workshops. We were there at the outREACH with the outREACH team and did phenomenal work, talking to other people, introducing Reach. I was able to give a workshop where we fully built a working NFT API auction app, and inside of an hour, completely built that together with our participants working alongside me, and then deploy that out to Ethereum and to Algorand. Shortly after that, I went to Austin. I was in Austin for a South by Southwest EDU, and then we were there for the summit. So had an opportunity to meet a lot of people in education and blockchain NFTs thinking about these spaces and thinking about how we can contribute. Had the opportunity to speak at the outREACH at South by Southwest, and really talk to a very excited crowd about what we're doing at Reach. It's really amazing the feedback that we're able to receive when we are out in the public and hearing about developers and just like how impressed they are with the language and what it's allowing them to build. And it's really fantastic to meet all of our developers and hear their feedback about documentation and the tutorials and how they're engaging with our YouTube and other social media channels. I had a new release today. Maybe I didn't quite as understand the instructions. We actually made blockchain harder for a day. We didn't get rid of the verification engine or the VS Code extension, but we did ask Bob to retire for the day. And on our Twitter handle, we introduced Elise, Alice's twin sister, and did a soft launch on one of our next tutorials that's coming up. So if you'd like to get a little more learning education and see what's cooking in the oven, so to speak, at DCT, then definitely check out our Twitter post. You can watch that video and find the link to that next upcoming tutorial on a game of homophones, words that sound alike but are spelled differently. For the next quarter, we're looking forward to producing some new tutorials. As I mentioned, we have a few in the oven. You're going to start seeing a steady stream of updates to the documentation. You can be looking forward to a number of updates in examples that you'll find. And we're currently launching in the midst of our first boot camp. So over January, February, we worked with our internal engineers. We've been hiring a number of new engineers. And so I've been doing an internal boot camp with the team, and they were helping me refine that and iterate through that process. We had a great time. In fact, a number of our engineers have gone on to build their own Reach dApps. We've got blackjack games. We've got another engineer that's building Mancala, and another engineer is building some other games and an auction like an Indiegogo, like a crowd raising fund. They're very exciting projects, and excited to turn those into examples and tutorials as well. And now we're working with about 50 students in our first boot camp. It's completely virtual following the summit, and it's been a really great experience getting to know these new Reach developers and hearing their stories and seeing their progress. And at this point, just in a couple of weeks, it's really been very gratifying and humbling. And with that, we're going to be handing over to our new head of retention, Candace, and want to thank you all for being out here, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Hi, Candace.
Hi, thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm Candace Gilhooly. I've been with the team for a little over 2 weeks. I, in fact, jumped in the week before South by Southwest Summit, and the summit was my first opportunity to really meet everybody face to face, and it was a wonderful way to start. It was real kind of old school. I loved it. I had the chance to really listen in and understand what we're trying to get out to the developers, and to make the developers feel, welcome and part of the community. I'm here to help you. That's really my main reason for being here. So I want to tell you a little bit about some of the current bounty hacks that we have going on. We are currently doing one with Africa again, decentralized Umoja. We also have an Australian hack going on, as well as we are going to be launching our Women Who Code bounty, and that's going to start April 11th. So there's plenty of time to register, and I'd love to see more of you there. And I also want to mention Ascent, actually. Ascent is what started right after our South by Southwest conference, which basically kind of gave everybody a taste of what's going on. And now they get to do a deeper experience with JP leading the curriculum. And it's been really rewarding because I've met people, and now I'm talking to people on Discord, and I get to see what problems they're having, if they're having problems. Do they need to meet somebody in particular? What is their objectives? What do they want to get 1 year, 3 years, 5 years down the line after becoming part of the Reach platform? Everyone has been super lovely, and I just want to say thank you so much. And if you're interested in reaching out to me, I'm Candace@reach.sh. Thank you so much.
Yo, thank you, Candace. Yeah, so I'm Keegan. I am part of the Reach Labs team. And if you don't know what the Labs team is, we are the engineering team behind the consumer-facing products, one of which you might have heard of, HumbleSwap, which launched on Monday. So we are the team behind building these consumer-facing products. And like most of the company, the Labs team has grown significantly over the past 3 months. We've gone from 4 people to 9 people, so more than doubled. And something I want to mention is, the new hires that we have, they're amazing. It's cool to see people, interested to learn something different, interested to want to develop on chain, and to see them grow with the Reach language that's been very exciting. Yeah, as far as the work, Humble Swap has been the large amount of our focus. It was the first product that the labs team that took to mainnet. So really, it's been a lot of work, and the past 3 months have been incredible. It's been very rewarding to finally see that launch and to see people using it, to see the TVL grow just in the past week. But yeah, that's been a lot of our focus. We've been working with Andrew and Michelle on getting feedback from the users and iterating on that feedback, listening to users from testnet, implementing things that might make the experience better, whether that's a UI change, maybe it's a tweak to something else. But yeah, that's been a lot of our focus, and again, it's been very rewarding to take that home, so to speak. I think another part, so something else that we worked on top of releasing Humble Swap is one of my teammates, Raf. He worked really hard on getting an SDK released. Currently, that was released as an NPM module. So I think that's very exciting, because it's going to allow developers to build things like arbitrage bots, or automate certain tasks, if you will, with this SDK. So I think that's a big win. I'm really excited to see that come to light. And on top of Humble Swap, you've heard people mention Monarch. So something else the labs team has done is we've begun dividing into sub teams. So we have some of the members working on Monarch, we have some of the team working on Humble, and another project which Mike will talk about later is Alloy. But that's on top of Humble Swap. The other big thing has been dividing into sub teams and really strategizing how we want to spend our resources. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the labs team. Just growth, Humble Swap, and bringing exciting products to you all. I'm not sure who's next.
All right,
Yeah.
without further ado, I will hand this over to Mike if he is ready. I'm just going to give him a few moments here. Okay, well, this has been one of the most exciting updates I have seen in my time here at Reach. I am so gracious to have such an incredible team of individuals to work alongside, to get to know them in person, thanks to the summit and our R&R. Okay, so I believe we're going to hand this over to Andrew right now while we wait for Mike to get prepped. So Andrew leads community at Humble, which is an exciting new product that we have launched this week. Welcome, Andrew.
Hi, Steph. Thank you for passing it along to me. So Humble, yep, as you guys know, we just launched on the 28th, so this Monday. A super awesome launch. I want to send out my appreciation to everyone in the community who gave us feedback, who worked through the testnet going on the last just about 3 months. We heard a lot of your feedback, and we wanted to try and implement that to make the best decks possible for everyone. Our whole focus here is to build a community decks. We want everyone to have their input, and you guys have let us know what you wanted to see, and we are working to continuously improve that as well. So to kind of touch back a little bit, Humble came online, and we started our testnet at the beginning of the year, and we put our code through audit with Kadalski Security, which we got back, and it was 100% clean. It was literally nothing wrong with it. They sent one informational note, but we were super excited. I think it really showcases the power of Reach. We also got to launch our SDK, which Keegan kind of mentioned. So everyone who wants to build some bots and really take a deep dive into the Humble code, it's out there and available. We also, with our launch, we launched with near just about over 8 million TVL, and we are just shy of 10 million TVL now after 5 days of being launched. Super, super happy about that growth. And then now to kind of talk a little bit of the features coming up. So I've heard a lot of feedback from the community on a couple things. One is going to be analytics. You know, if you go to Humble Swap right now, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on with what sort of APYs you're getting, what the the 24-hour volume, the 7-day volume is. So we are going to be implementing an analytics update. We are partnering with TinyChart. So we're going to have an awesome dashboard that will give you all the analytics that you should expect from a DEX. Another thing is the partner yield farming. So this is going to be launching in about a week to 2 weeks. We don't have an exact firm date, but if you're following our social media, you will see an update with the exact date launch. So make sure you're following Humble DeFi on Twitter, and you can follow all of our other socials that are linked there on our page. To talk a little bit more about the partner yield farming, though, we are super excited to announce that Humble has received a 2 million algo grant from the Algorand Foundation through their Aeneas Funds program. So we are going to be partnering with a large variety of different ASAs that you've known to love on Algorand, and we are going to be incentivizing the liquidity pools to kind of juice up those rewards and really show a thank you to the community that's helped build Humble up today. And then looking a little bit further out, so I don't know if you guys have seen our roadmap. Definitely check it out if you haven't, but we have a lot of cool features that we're going to be working on. The most upcoming are going to be our DAO, which will have our token launched alongside that. We will have limit orders, and we'll also be going multi-chain by the end of the year. So again, being built in Reach, we can easily change our coding from Algorand with just one line of code going over to Ethereum, going over to Conflux, and going to other supported chains that Reach will have in the future. And that is about it for the update for Humble. I think we're going to have Mike on here. Hi, Mike.
Hello, Ari.
All
Thanks,
you.
Andrew. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Wallace. I'm Director of Gaming over at Alloy. So over the past quarter, we've had a lot of progress. We grew the team essentially. I'm going to start with the team because really the product is only as good as the team. And we essentially started with 2 back in December. We currently are at 6 today. We added a head of product, a community manager, a creative lead. And then as Shanti already mentioned, we hired a Stanford PhD game economist. The economist is going to be instrumental because he'll be creating essentially the tokenomics and the economy for the platform's ecosystem. We also onboarded an agency to help us with branding, logo, and messaging. So we officially rebranded Game Jam over to Alloy. Longtime followers will have remembered when Mr. Schwenner was talking about Game Jam. So same project, different name. We have also identified a logo that we are going to move forward with, and we're now currently working through a variety of different color schemes. We also started platform development. Product provided functional specifications, which the engineering team has taken and is building out our account creation system, our custodial wallet, and our main landing page. We have all those in progress. What we are targeting with Alloy is we're targeting really mainstream gamers. And one aspect of the pain points of mainstream users is we can't ask them to remember 24 word C phrases. That's too much. That's too much friction. So for the power users, we absolutely will allow integration with all of your favorite Algo wallet apps. But for the mainstream users, we're creating a custodial wallet in the background that will essentially be limited functionality, but allow access to all the NFTs and tokens on the platform. We also signed 10 game studios to launch games on the platform. And we have lots more to come. We also presented the official unveiling of Alloy at the REACH Summit in Austin, and that was really exciting. Chris Bernard, head of product, and I gave a presentation. We are moving forward with our corporate partnership program. We have a signed agreement with a content creator management platform called Lurkit, and we are also having deep discussions with the Intel game development team, as well as GameEye, which is the cloud game hosting platform. And finally, key members of the team attended the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco last week. So we had a lot of interest in Alloy from both game studios as well as investors that we spoke with. And that's my update for this quarter. Thank you. Back to you, Chris, I think. Shanti? Stefania? Thank you.
It's me. Thanks, Mike. Goodness, that was fun. I don't know about you guys. I'd love to hear any comments if you like this new style better than the old style of me just talking about everything. But I personally like this one. I think we got in everything in 45 minutes, so I think the estimate was an hour, so we're doing a great job. So great job, everyone. But I just so proud of the team where it's. Like just over a year ago, it was just like a handful of us, and now we're at 50, and then by the end of this year is 100. So I truly I would love it if all of the people watching this would apply. We have plenty of room, plenty of growth. It takes a lot of people to take over the world. So come join us, and thank you so much for watching. And until next quarter, you can find me on in Discord or Twitter or whatever. As always, I'm here for you. Please reach out. I would love to help you. Let's make blockchain. Let's make blockchain mainstream, and always remember. This is for you, Brandon. The future of blockchain is in reach. Thanks.
I feel like we need to show everyone who's on screen right now. Yes, let's get the Brady Bunch in here to say a grand hurrah goodbye.
Also, too, one thing I wanted to say is if you like this chat, tag Humble DeFi in, and the first person to tag their favorite thing, whether it be with Humble or with anything here, we'll send out a free Reach thank you token.
Oh,
Does that include me? Can I get that?
If you click on the fingers.
All right, you guys got to beat me.
Hey, before we go, I had to say, this new role here, I want to thank the team. I want to thank the support of Jay. Has been absolutely super influential to me and taking so much time with helping me grow into this role. Chris for giving the opportunity. Brandon for all the support. Eric Stone out there with all of his support. Estefania, Michael. This is an awesome team. And if you are interested in blockchain and development and helping us make the world an amazing place, this is the place to be. So thank you all.
The future of blockchain is in reach.
That's right, Steph.
There you go.